I remember the day I told my family I was going to dedicate my life to quantum climate modeling. The room fell silent like a punch to the gut. My father's eyes narrowed, my mother's face twisted with disbelief, and my siblings sneered, calling it ridiculous mumbo-jumbo. They told me I'd fail, that I was wasting my life chasing a pipe dream that only brings shame to our family. The words echoed in my mind long after I walked out that door, feeling like I'd already lost everything, yet somehow knowing I couldn't turn back. The years that followed were a relentless grind. Every day, I fought the ridicule, every snide comment, every dismissive glance, fueling my obsession to prove them wrong. I poured myself into research, into building what they said was impossible. I abandoned the familiar comfort of traditional climate models and embraced the chaos of quantum computing, the speculative mumbo-jumbo. They mocked. It felt like climbing a mountain with no summit in sight, but I refused to stop. Every setback was a lesson, every failure a step closer to breakthrough. There were nights I wondered if I'd lost my mind. The world called my ideas crazy, unproven, a gamble destined for failure. But I knew deep down I was onto something vital, something that could change everything. And then, one day, it happened. My quantum models began to predict Earth's climate shifts with unprecedented accuracy. I saw the future not as a distant nightmare, but as a blueprint I could manipulate, influence, steer away from catastrophe. The ridicule turned to curiosity, then to awe, and finally to hope. I'd done what they said was impossible. Years later, I returned home not as the failed dreamer they once mocked, but as someone who had turned that ridicule into revolution. I stood on the edge of a once barren, cracked land, now lush and alive. Forests stretched where dust had once swallowed the horizon. Rivers flowed where parched earth had once rained. The transformation was breathtaking, a living testament to the power of perseverance and innovation. I knew this moment would define everything, the culmination of my struggle, my sacrifice, my unwavering belief that I could change the world. My family was there, their faces a mixture of shock, disbelief, and something deeper, recognition. My father's jaw tightened, eyes moist as he looked around at the thriving ecosystem I'd helped create. My mother's hands trembled as she reached out, tears streaming down her face. My siblings looked at each other, silent, their earlier words hanging heavy in the air. They had mocked me, dismissed my dreams as foolish, but now they saw the proof that I had fought against the odds and won, not just for myself, but for the earth itself. In that moment, I felt a strange, bittersweet surge of forgiveness toward them, toward myself. I realized that their ridicule was born from fear, from their inability to see beyond their narrow expectations. But I had chosen a different path, one of resilience, hope, and relentless pursuit. I stepped forward and looked my family in the eyes, my voice steady but filled with emotion. This is what perseverance looks like. This is what belief in the impossible can achieve. You doubted me, but I proved that even the most dismissed ideas can change the world. They looked away, ashamed, but I knew that the greatest victory wasn't just the thriving land behind me. It was the breaking of their skepticism, the shattering of their doubts. I had become more than a scientist. I had become a symbol of hope for a battered planet. And as I stood there, I understood something profound. The greatest triumph isn't just changing the world. It's transforming the hearts and minds of those who doubted you. That's the real victory. Now, I carry with me a simple truth. No matter how fierce the mocking, no matter how impossible the dream, perseverance and faith can turn the bleakest failures into luminous victories. Our past doesn't define us. Our choices do. I am living proof that even the most dismissed ideas, the most ridiculed dreams, can reshape the future. And in that, I find not just success, but purpose, a reminder that hope, when fueled by relentless effort, can rewrite destiny. End.